devoted to peace and those who are giving their lives for peace.
Right. Those who have given their, let me stop you right there. Those who have given their lives for peace. That's very important. It's very important how the words of sacrifice are being used. Right. Those that gave their lives for peace. The peace they're talking about are those that gave their lives to bring this one world order together, which they say would mean peace, which is so stupid in this. The Edomites don't even understand their own nature. Mm-mm. They ain't coming together in peace with nobody. Right. You give them power over the earth, they gonna slaughter the earth. Right. You give them power over the nations, they gonna slaughter the nations and count that slaughter to be sacrifice. They're gonna act like that's a good sacrifice they made. Right. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. It says, painted in blue, white, gray, and yellow, its geometric forms are joined. It represents the light of the skies, giving light to the earth.
They lie. What do they mean, the light of the skies? Are you talking about the sun? Are they talking about the firmament? Right. No, they're talking about the lights, like George Bush said, the greater lights, the ones that rule to give light or give the philosophy of Satan to the ones that are less bright. Right. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. The 6-ton iron ore slab in the middle of the room was donated by Sweden in 1952, King Carl VI Gustav, and represents an altar that is dedicated to the God whom man worships under many names and in many forms.
Damn. Huh?
Good night.
It's a damn altar.
God, sir.
To many gods. To a God that has many names. That's your 1,000 points of light.
Come.
That's your Roman Catholic Church, your Jehovah's Witness, your Baptist, your Methodist, your Episcopalian, your Protestant, all of it.
Right.
Your Hinduism, your book, whatever you call Satan, long as you about bringing everybody together under the philosophy of Satan, as far as they're concerned, you can keep that name. And this altar is for that.
Right.
We are special people. We should never celebrate New Year's and Christmas.
Right.
We're special people separated from all the other nations for the purpose of this never happening. And we failed the Most High when we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. We failed him to do what we needed to do. Okay? We failed him on it. Let's keep going.
Kawakan, sir. It symbolizes solidity and leads our thoughts to the necessity for choice between destruction and construction, between war and peace, as iron can represent swords, but also plowshares.
Once again, a bunch of philosophy of dragging everybody together for peace, but not a righteous peace, man.
Right.
A wicked peace, a peace where they rule and not the Most High.
Right.
But that they rule, okay, which is not of the Most High. Now, let's get some more. And then we're going to jump into the scriptures and go into the history on the scriptures on this.
Come.
If we could. So we done established that that's what the UN stands for. The UN is a satanic philosophy set up to bring all forms of so-called light together. They got the UNESCO heritage sites. So they go and find out all the ancient philosophies and religions, and they infiltrate them with the idea of Satan to make them a point of light. They have the UN to bring the governments together from all over the world. They're the ones that established the WEO, WHO, the World Health Organization.
Sir.
That believes in setting up healthcare and helping people with health. All of it is satanic. Huh? All of it is satanic. The Lord wanted every nation to be in its own land and for Israel to rule over that nation, all those nations, so that all those nations would have a boundary to themselves, so that all of their power and resources wouldn't be brought together in an attempt to fight the Most High.
Right.
When in essence, that's what they want. They feel like Satan gave them the wisdom to fight against the Most High. And that's what they want to do, and why they tried to build that tower.
Right.
Because the end game is to take down, supposedly to take down the Most High. There it is, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Many of them. Anywhere where there's heavy ancient understanding and philosophy, they go in with UNESCO. And UNESCO goes in, gathers all the philosophy, and makes sure that any technology or anything like that does not get out into the public sphere. They make sure that it gets sucked in to the Luciferian way of life, another point of life. You got groups like you hear about the Bilderberger groups and all these groups. These are all groups that worship Satan. And they will never, ever put the Lord's chosen people in with them. It's ridiculous, man. It's demonic. And you got to fight against that. Like we've been called to do something special. Abraham was called to be the seed of a nation that would be totally separated from every other nation. Because as you go into the history of this, and we'll see some of that every nation followed this. Every nation took on this religion and ideology.
Right.
You're going to see that. And they all held it in high esteem. They respected it on a level that it should have never been respected. And we see it still here today.
Yep.
There you go. That's Petra in Egypt, in the Sinai. Once again, they take all the philosophy, they decipher it, translate it, look into it. They make sure that it does not get out, because they see what happened when the Bible got out. When the Bible got out, it destroyed their way of life. They tried to use the Roman Catholic Church to meld paganism with Christianity. That's why you got Christmas, a pagan holiday named after the King of Israel.
Right.
Yahushua, known as Christ in the English. That's why you have that. You have it because they took their paganism or witchcraft or Luciferian philosophy and married it with the scripture.
Right. And
came out with this religion. All right. Give me some more. Now, I might have to read what I got. You got more on that? Or
that's it, sir, for that one, sir.
That's it for that?
Kawakan, sir.
All right. Let me see if I can pull up what I have on Babylon. And then we're gonna go to some scriptures, all right?
Kawakan, sir.
And this is some heavy philosophy, man, that these bastards is into. It's very, very demonic. I warn you now, as I begin to read this. This is evil as hell. All right. And that's why those of you who are running around out there worshiping the Anunnaki and believing that Enki and Marduk, I guess you can pronounce it, that they created mankind. All these, I see all these videos they putting out that these people, that we're genetically engineered and that they did genetic engineering on us. All of it is satanic worship. The whole idea is, if we genetically engineered, let's go find the engineers of us. That's what the movie Prometheus was about.
Right.
Prometheus is a Greek god who is a copy of an ancient Babylonian god.
Right.
Part of the Babylonian pantheon of gods. So they made a whole movie about Prometheus because supposedly he was involved in creating mankind. And in essence, that movie was to try to modernize the whole philosophy of being born of the gods of Babylon creating mankind. So was the Star Wars movies. Them Star Wars movies was filled with the philosophy of the Babylonians, man. Okay? So are many of the superheroes we worship today.
Right.
They filled with the philosophy of the Babylonians or the Egyptians. Okay? Let's get some. Here's what it says. I really wish I could send it to you, but I don't know if I'm able to. Hold on.
It's like, so I can try to pull it up. So if you,
this was pulled up from the research, though. I don't know if you
Okay.
going to be able to do that. Let me just bear with me a second. Oh man,
Cabo Khan, sir.
Bear with me a minute because I think I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try and bear with me a second.
Cabo Khan, sir.
Right. Try. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Mashak. I'm gonna send it to Mashak. Mashak, if you could send it to Kazak. Oh yeah, there it is. The movie Prometheus. You see that? So in essence, they're trying to say that the Babylonian gods are in essence the creators of mankind, but that the Babylonian gods are really space travelers or aliens. Once again, this is the Anunnaki philosophy. This is ancient Babylon's philosophy. This is the philosophy of Lucifer. Supposedly, Lucifer came down and gave us the wisdom and the knowledge and changed us over to have intelligence. And there's a misconception that the Bible is wrong. The Bible is what's right. What's wrong is the evil philosophy of Babylon, which is satanic. Anyway, I'm gonna send this over. Mashak, I'm sending this over to you. I'm gonna try to text it to you. No, it's not gonna let me. I'm gonna have to email it to you. If you could send it to, let me see. Mashak, I need to know if it's Gmail or Hotmail. I'm sending it to both. Mashak, you got a lot of emails, Hebrew. I'm gonna send it to both. All right, let's go. Make sure it's attached. Yes. Send it to Kazak. Or Kazak, give me your email if you want to do it that way. That's another way.
Slack, you hear me, sir?
Yes,
Slack.
Yeah, I can hear you, Slack. I just want to try to get it to you.
Cabo Khan. It's just kazak.imad@gmail, sir.
Okay, hold on. All right. Mashak, I'm trying to send it to you as well. CHAAZAQ.
Kawakan.imad, sir.
.imad. Imad?
Yep, Kawakan, sir.
Zak Imad, right? That's right. At
Kawakan.
Sorry, y'all, for those of you watching with us live. Salakia, bear with me. Go ahead.
Kawakan. At gmail.com. Captain Mashak just sent it to me as well, sir.
Okay, cool. Can you open it?
Yep, Kawakan, sir.
Okay.
Kawakan.
You can open it
right here. Yep.
All right, excellent. Now, what we're about to read for everybody that's watching, what we're about to read is we're going to add to this breakdown before we even hit the scriptures. We're going to now take it back to the Tower of Babel and the whole philosophy of the Tower of Babel, and we're going to tie New Year's in. Right now, tonight, you're about to find out the absolute 5,000-year-old philosophy behind New Year. All of the stuff that came later was also added, but this philosophy goes back thousands of years.
Right.
All right. And it shows you also how much they love these gods, right, and how much the Lord hates these gods, and how much they're an abomination and an enemy to the Most High. Right. All right. Go ahead and open it and read that, Kazak.
Kawakan. Tower of Babel. Marduk and Nebo.
Marduk and Nebo. That's the Father God and the Son God. That's where you get the Holy Trinity from. The Father, the Son, and then they bring in Mary later on. This is where it comes from. Okay. This is where they say that they're all God, all one God. Let's read on.
Kawakan, sir. Marduk was regarded as the creator of the heavens and earth.
Now, who do we know did that? The Most High.
Right.
But they worship Marduk as that. Go ahead.
Kawakan, co-creator with Enki of human beings.
A co-creator of human beings with Enki. And they got a whole philosophy of how one took one sperm and did something else with the sperm, or some homosexual thing that they came up with that created this situation. Right. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. An originator of divine order following his victory over the forces of chaos.
Stop right there. Divine order. Isn't that what she was saying when she said she wrote that book?
That's exactly
what she was writing about. She was
sir.
writing about these gods and their divine order. And their divine order is what you see being established by the United Nations.
Right.
Their divine order is that everything, all resources draw into one place. New world order. That everything is in order under them.
Right.
Read that part again. That's why they call it a new world order.
Right.
Because it's an order that comes from ancient Babylon that they believe is out of chaos. Why? Because they believe the Lord is the one causing the chaos. The Most High is the one causing the chaos. Because without him, they believe they could make the whole world be one. Right. Which if left alone, they would. Which is why the Lord went and got Abraham. And why it's so heavy what we read in these scriptures, man. Because without the Lord intervening in the Tower of Babel, they would have brought everybody together and destroyed mankind. The Lord had to come down and separate that garbage. This is what we read. And this is why New Year's is so evil. Thanksgiving, Easter. Thanksgiving for the murder. That doesn't tie into this. But Easter does. Christmas does.
Right.
And it's so demonic, man. It's such an evil thing to do to our people. Go ahead, Ak.
Kawakan, sir. Co-creator with Enki of human beings and originator of divine order following his victory over the forces of chaos, led by the goddess Tiamat, as told in the Enuma Elish.
Some bull crap they got. Go ahead.
Right. As the father of Nabu, he took precedence over him, at least theoretically in Babylon.
Right. In Babylon, Marduk, or whatever the hell his name is, that god was the god they worshiped the most. They worshipped him like the Most High. They worshipped him, and not just in ancient Babylon. The Assyrians worshipped him. The Greeks and the Romans worship him. America worships him right now. That's why you got the UN. The Roman Catholic Church being the main church. All of that comes from the philosophy of Marduk. The philosophy, that's what they've been doing all these years in the earth. They've been trying to bring all forces in the earth under one order. Religion, government, economic, all of that. I'm gonna ask you in a moment to pull up the UN plan for 2030 of sustainable development. Everybody's hearing about this sustainable development. It's demonic.
Right.
It's Satanism. Let's finish with this, and then we'll go to that while we got a little bit of time. We got a little time, so we'll go to that, and then again we'll hit them scriptures and get it in, tie it all in together. Go ahead.
Kawakan. Marduk name means bull calf.
Say what?
Marduk name means bull calf.
Now let's think about that for a minute.
Damn.
The bull calf. Where do we know about the bull calf?
So like
ancient. Go ahead,
it's like it's ancient Egypt when we came.
Damn right.
God, sir.
Like that is who we went to worship when we got out in the wilderness and thought Moses was gone.
Right.
We went and took on Murdoch. That's what that bull. That's why the Lord said we made a golden calf.
Right. Damn.
Read that part again.
The Kawakan, sir. Marduk name means bull calf.
That's what his name means. Bull calf. He's represented by the calf of a bull, a baby bull. That's what we worshipped in Egypt. That's what we made Aaron turn into gold to bring back Marduk. Why? Because that's what we were worshiping in ancient Egypt. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see this statue all over the place.
Come.
They named a basketball team on it, the Chicago Bulls.
Yep.
You understand? That bull with the sun disk, it's in Egypt. It's all over the place. It goes all the way back 5,000 years, man, to the worship of Satan. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. His name was later known as Baal.
As who?
As Baal.
That's important right there. Baal is throughout the scriptures, man.
Right.
Baal or Baal, which means Lord. You understand? That's the ancient word for Lord is right. Baal or Baal.
God.
Which is, once again, that's what they called him after a while. And you're going to find him all in the scriptures. We're going to pull some of it out. Go ahead.
A name derived from the Semitic word Baal.
Right. That's heavy right there. You see that? Wall Street, the bull. Everywhere where they represent that bull has something to do with them 1,000 points of light and the worship of Satan. That's why they're so powerful and we're so weak. They're so powerful out because they're pulling all the forces of the world into this ideology of one world government, man, and sacrifice.
Right. And
it's destroying us, man. And New Year's is a big part of it. This year, New Year's, every year they have a man and a woman at the head of the New Year's party on I think it's CBS. This year they're gonna have two sodomites, and Anderson Cooper from CNN and some other sodomite. So now instead of a man and a woman, they're coming all the way full circle for the New Year's party, and it'll be a man and a man. And any man that wants to still be a man, you better embrace the Most High in Christ quickly.
Right.
You better learn his laws, statutes, and commandments and his judgments quickly, because this world is quickly going to Satan. And Satan has no room for heterosexual men in his kingdom.
Right.
He has no room for it. Let's get some more.
Salaka, if I may, too. Calvin Shock said that there's another statue of that bull at the Birmingham, UK camp spot called the Bull Ring.
Damn. See that? That's the worship of that bull. This woman spread this philosophy. There it is. This woman spread this philosophy all over the world. She revived the worship of ancient Babylon philosophy, man.
Right.
You understand? She revived it, brought it back, and so fast and so powerful that it became the philosophy of the United Nations, man.
Right.
And all these governments have all the power to pull this stuff. And that's also why they let you think that they preserving ancient religions, because they're antiquities. They don't give a damn about the antiquities. They preserving it to make sure they don't miss any new information that might help them get to the rulership of the planet. They don't want anything to get them to the rulership of the planet. It's also why we honor and respect King James, because right. The Roman Catholic Church, who was also pagan, who was also satanic, was also trying to stop the publishing of the Bible. The worst thing that happened to them was the Bible being published by King James. When right. King James published the Bible, the common man was able to get God's word. They did it because they knew what the Roman Catholic Church was doing. They were right. ruling governments by the hand of using the Bible. They had the Bible for themselves, and they were teaching it how they wanted. And again, when you go across America and Great Britain, you see how they was using it. They were electrocuting children, torturing people, locking them up in cages. They were conquering, man. And they look at it like, even if we kill somebody, it's a sacrifice. The Rosicrucians, other groups, all of them think the same philosophy, man. And that's what the hell they've been doing, man. They're pushing this thing to go into Satan. And the Lord, that's why what King James did was so precious. By getting this record out, that was the Lord's hand that did that. That's why the prophets of God are precious. You understand? That's why Obadiah hid them in cages, getting away from Jezebel, because
Right.
she had that same philosophy. One world order, bring everybody together, kill all them prophets that didn't believe in what she believed in. That's also why they want to destroy America, because America was founded as a republic where the individual was more powerful than the group. In America, you had what they called God-given rights, meaning you couldn't take these rights away. Well, that can't work in a one-world government. In a one-world government, you have to have no rights so that they can take whatever they need to take, kill you, do what they want with you, so that everybody ends up under Satan in one world order. And that's why they're trying to destroy America now. They're looking, itching for a reason to wipe out that Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically gone already. But they're just looking for reasons to just make it official and bring all the way in with a new government. That's why they're calling it a new world order. All of orders that you had before, we want to get rid of them orders and bring in the new order under Satan and have it fully established, man. Give me a little bit more, please.
Tawakan, sir. Marduk, Shlaki, had all the attributes of Marduk, and his status in cult were much the same.
Right, his status in cult was much the same. He was worshipped almost as the level of his father. His name was Nebu. Go ahead.
Kawakan. Baal, however, gradually came to be thought of as the god of order and destiny.
You see that? The God of order and destiny. We're going to bring the whole world into order. We're going to bring forth a new world order. That is directly worshiping Satan. Go ahead. And black people buying into it like crazy.
Right.
You buying into it like crazy. You don't understand. Having free gender identities is to eliminate any seriousness about genders. Having a people that care nothing about their identity as a people is a way of wiping out all identities of people.
Right.
That's the idea. Like these ideas that they bringing in, they come from Satan to eliminate what is established. Okay, go ahead.
Kawakan. The statue of Marduk is attested by the ancient work known as the Ikitu Chronicle, which relates a time of civil war in which the Akitu festival, New Year's celebration.
The who?
The New Year's celebration.
The who?
The New Year's celebration.
You want to know where New Year's started from? Don't you dare go out there partying with these people, man.
Right.
You want to know where it came from? This is where it came from. Ancient Babylon 5,000 years ago. And they were so serious about that New Year's that they would not celebrate that New Year's if that God wasn't in the city. You're going to see real.
Kawakan. The New Year's festival could not be observed because the statue of Marduk had left the city. During those times, when the statue was carried off by hostile nations, the Akitu festival could not be observed because the patron god of the city was not present.
So if that statue was not in that city, they couldn't have New Year. They went to war over that statue. You're going to see it in the scriptures. And in this, they went to war over that statue because that's how much they believed in that philosophy. That's how much they fought to spread it across the world. And they've done it too. They spread it all over the world. That's why they constantly pumping out these different videos. And that's why they lying about aliens. Aliens, 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 aliens. Because they want to get you to the point of these gods. To say that these gods came down and changed the DNA of mankind. As if a white man could tell you who the hell created and made this DNA. And for what reason and purpose. All of that's a lie. They're getting it from Babylon and they just regurgitating it like it's science.
Right.
They don't know where the DNA comes from. The Lord brought the DNA in.
Right.
But they're going to act like they totally understand it. No, you believing in the philosophy of Marduk. You understand? The bull calf of Baal, Satan, one world order, New Year's. Give me some more.
Come on, sir.
Please.
On New Year's Day, it was customary for the people to carry the statue of Marduk through the city and out to a little house beyond the walls where he could relax and enjoy some different scenery.
Imagine that. This is a statue.
Right.
They would carry the statue out in the new year and let him sit in another place so he can enjoy, he can have a vacation. Enjoy some different scenery like he's alive or something.
Right.
He's not alive. He's a damn statue.
Right.
But they was treating him like he was alive because they believed in his philosophy. That's where all that astrology comes from. All of that astrology, zodiac signs, and trying to understand the signs in the sky. All of it is witchcraft. And the Lord, matter of fact, if you can, take a second and pull up the scripture where the Lord said, you know, not to deal with divination. If you, brothers and sisters, if you out there talking about New Year's resolution and talking about, you know, the year of the rat and the year of the cat and all of that garbage and what and the different zodiac signs and what is to come in, especially that horoscope garbage, you in the sign of Sagittarius, so this gonna happen, that gonna happen, blah blah blah. Witchcraft. That's what that is, man. Fully under the, and it's why it's promoted. Once again, it's another one of the 1,000 points of light. You got to understand, you're on an island by yourself when it comes to this truth. You battling 1,000 different philosophies trying to seduce you and brainwash you into the worship of Satan. And there's 1,000 of them.
Right.
Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Because they would burn their children to sacrifice to this God.
Right.
In the scriptures, it tells you we pass through the fire. We would burn our children. That's what we carried over there into South America under the Mayans and the, what's the other one?
The Aztecs.
The Aztecs. We would go up into the temple, that same temple, which is the same like the Tower of Babel.
Right.
In that article, matter of fact, I think you got a picture of it, don't you?
I believe so, sir. It's a couple
Mashak, if you have it, can you just zoom in on the picture in the article? That picture in the article is the same as the step pyramids in Mexico by the Aztecs and the Mayans, because we went into the left-hand side and re-erected those temples and was sacrificing our children to Marduk. Translated into the Spanish language. Brother, the world is filled with wickedness and evil. You don't understand how much we've been called from this world to do something far more special than you ever seen. That's why the Lord gave Christ's disciples that power.
Right.
He gave them that power because they were willing to stand for what was right against all the philosophy and evil, man. And that's our job. That's what we call to do. This is a spiritual walk from Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shah.
Right.
We to follow that walk, man. Okay. Give me some more while Mashak looks for that picture, if he can pull it up. Because you see it in the article, am I right?
Yeah, sir. Look, just like what you said, sir.
Most High in Christ. So Mashak, if you can, he's probably working it right now. And we'll pull it up for everybody else to see. That's a step pyramid, just like you see in Mexico.
Right.
Why is it that the pyramid in Mexico looks just like the pyramids from 5,000 years ago in ancient Babylon? Because they believe the same philosophy, man. Read on.
Kawakan, sir. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire.
There you go. That's the temple. Let me stop you for a second, Salaki. See that little door all the way up there at the top?
Yeah.
You would walk up that pyramid all the way to the top. Those pyramids were representations of the Tower of Babel. That's why they built them like that. Stepped all the way up to the sky. Because they were temples to the god Marduk, to the Tower of Babel, to the bringing everything together to one order for the destruction of the Lord's chosen. That's why Christopher Columbus came over. You think Christopher Columbus came over here just looking for India? Hell no. He came over here looking for the 12 tribes because they knew to bring us to get the one world order, you have to bring the 12 tribes into captivity. They knew it. Why? Because the Egyptians taught them that. Remember, we made the golden calf when we came out of Egypt in the wilderness.
Right.
Why did we make the golden calf? Out of all the gods in Egypt, why did we make the golden calf? For the same thing Kazak just read. The golden calf was considered the highest god, the creator of man. Satanic witchcraft. And we was caught up in it, just like we caught up into it in America. That's just like we caught up the same way. If you're a Christian in the church, hear me good. If you're a Christian in the church, in the philosophy that God loves everyone, you are in the worship of Murdoch. You are a Satanist and you don't even know.
Right.
You're a Satanist and you're following the philosophy of Satan. And you got to free yourself, blacks and Latinos and Native Indians, from all that. If you're a Latino that goes to the Catholic Church, you're a Satanist, man.
Right.
And you don't even know it. They got you hook, line, and sinker. They paying you into this philosophy, man. And it's been around a long time. And that's why the men of God are great, great men. That's why they're going to get great crowns. Because it will come a time when Christ will rule and the entire world will come under the authority of the Most High. Mm-hmm. We've been the ones battling this for many years. All right, give me a little bit more.
Kawakan, sir. Or that useth divination.
Right, that use divination, looking into the stars, to the horoscope, throwing them bones on the ground, using crystals, that crystal garbage. A lot of you Negroes, because you like something that's, you know, cute and shiny. So you love them damn crystals, drill a hole in them, putting them around your neck, thinking they can create some of you trying to make batteries out of them. See, look, they use electrical power. You can use them in solar system. Yeah, they refract light and create a little goddamn heat. So does a lot of things in the earth.
Right.
The Lord ain't tell you to go worship no damn crystals, man.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Once again, the Egyptians did all that. And we turn around and worshiping it as well. There you go. Full of crystal worship. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's Satan. That's a 5,000-year-old philosophy that they pushing. Right. Pushing. That's why they got laws making sure everybody can have whatever religion they want, because they're going to make every religion go towards worshiping the Satan. You understand? That's why the purple fake Israelites, them purple fake Israelites, they working for Satan.
Right.
They don't even know they working for Satan. Many of them that's in there, they working for Satan.
Right.
They were brought up to come up against the real prophets and to do it by eliminating all the things in the worship of the Lord. Right. To eliminate the Hebrew, to eliminate the Lord's name, to eliminate all the things that make us who we are. What's the point of doing it? To bring everybody into something more palatable. One world order. You understand? One world order. That's why they take off the garments and put on those garments that you see them cats wearing in purple. Pull that picture back up, Mashak. Let me show you them purple garments. Let me show you them purple garments right quick. You see them purple garments them cats wearing over there in that fake Israelite group? Pull that picture back up with that pyramid. With the Babylonian to the side. They so dumb, they dumb as a stick. They dumb as a stick. Look at that. That's your purple garment. Right. That's it right there, without the headpiece. You know who else has that garment? You know who else has that garment? The Roman Catholic Church. Yep. They started it with the Jesus Christ Church. They was on their way. They was in power. They said, we got them. The Jesus Christ Church. But the Lord destroyed it. Wiped out Tazadak. And so they started again. They took these cats and said, now we'll do it. And we'll use some law enforcement and some forces, and we'll get them up and running. And they doing the same thing. There's only one place the prophets are. ISUPK. Right. That's it. That's where the Lord called this order to be. And it's a great thing, and it's a great order. Okay, let's keep going. Salah.
Or that useth divination, or
Right.
an observer of times.
Right. You observing the times, observing what's going to happen next, observing all these things in the heavens. You understand? When the Lord already give you the prophecies in the scripture, you want to know what's going to happen. The Lord gives them to you in the scriptures.
Right.
And it ain't good. None of it is good because Christ's kingdom ain't set up.
Right.
But meanwhile, you in there looking at the horoscope to see, when you're going to have a wonderful day, when things are going to be beautiful and nice. It's satanic.
Right.
From the ancient Babylon. Now, we are already proved that the New Year's comes from this ancient philosophy. Let's go on back. We could drop that. We were still reading in the story with Babylon, right?
Yep. Sir.
Right. Let's read a little bit more of that. And then again, I'm going to jump on some scriptures.
Sir. The Marduk prophecy relates how the Hittites, Assyrians, and Elamites all captured Marduk's statue at one time or another, and how it was finally returned to the city when King Nebuchadnezzar I defeated the Elamites.
Right. So in other words, when they would take that statue, it was like they lost their heart. They stopped having New Year's celebrations. They stopped all of that. Then the Nebuchadnezzar came and got it back, and it's like they was wonderful again.
Right.
Show you how deep that nonsense is. And they pushing that in this kingdom, and they got way more technology now, way more ability now. And they using every bit of that ability to bring in this new world order under Satan. And New Year's celebrations that's what it's based on. That's why you have New Year what do they call it? New Year's resolutions. That's where that comes from. It's witchcraft. It's Satan. It's the worship of Lucifer. The worship of Baal. Okay?
So
worship of Baal. Say again?
So I just want to add a question. Is that why Elam worships the bull too?
Absolutely.
Sir.
The Assyrians got the bull. Remember, the Assyrians got the bull with the wings.
Right.
They call it what do they call that thing? They got a name for it. It's I forget the name of it. They got a name for that creature that's like a bull with the wings from the Assyrian Empire. They worshipped it. The Elamites worshipped it. They all worshipped it. The Egyptians worshipped it.
Right.
All of them worshipped it. The Greeks and Romans worshipped it. In the Greek philosophy, Marduk is called Jupiter. In the Greek philosophy.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead. So you if you wanted to, I'm not, of course, going into it. Me and Kazak Iman ain't going into it. But you could trace every religion from all those ancient kingdoms, and you'll see they all tie in together. They all tie in together. There it is. That's that cow worship in India. That's why they don't kill them cows.
Right.
They'll starve to death before they put a 2x4 to one of them cows. They'd rather die first. That's the worship of Marduk. Or Murd. I'm probably mispronouncing the bastard's name. But that's the Sphinx. No, not the Sphinx. The Griffin. I think the Griffin might be right. I'm not sure. Blackie might be right. I think it's the Griffin, but I think it's got another name for it. Oh man, I gotta look it up. It's got another name for it. But that's why they do that in India. That's a good point Mashak brought in. That bull. Okay? That bull. All right, let's keep going.
Kawakan, sir. Nabu, whose name means speaking, was the son of Marduk and a major god.
That's right. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. And a major god in Babylonia. He was patron of the art of writing and a god of vegetation.
Go ahead.
Kawakan. Nabu's symbols were the clay tablet and the stylus.
Right. These are symbols of him in their hieroglyphics. Go ahead.
Right. Kawakan. The instruments held to be proper to him who inscribed the fates assigned to men by the gods. In the Old Testament, The worship of Nabu is denounced by Isaiah 46:1. Samsudin, the last king of the first dynasty of Babylon, introduced a statue of Nabu into Esaglia, the temple of Marduk, who was the city god of Babylon.
He was a city god, and they brought in other gods. They had a whole pantheon of gods. Right. That owl they worship over there in Bohemian Grove, the one Alex Jones exposed. That's another one of their gods in their pantheon of God. They working them from every angle. From every angle, they bringing in the Satanism.
Right.
They got agents everywhere. Let's go to the scriptures, all right?
Kawakan.
And we'll get into this for just a moment, and then we'll wrap it up. Because we basically proved it. We basically shown that it's a New Year's celebration, that it is the founding of the UN, that it comes from ancient Babylon. There you go. That's it there. Who does this? A giant ass owl. And not really an owl, because it's really a man with an owl's head on. And they worshiping him. And you know what this represents? For those of you that don't know, the reason they work this, the reason they have this private ceremony in Bohemian Grove is because the owls in general have extremely good eyesight in the dark. The Lord made them that way. Owls can see in the dark. So while it's dark out, you can't see anything. That owl is sitting in that tree real still. And he sees what nobody else sees. Even other animals can't see what he sees. And he can see things far, far away. And so what they did was create a god that they could worship for his ability to see. Now, what does that sound like? The all-seeing eye in the pyramid on the dollar bill.
Right.
This is the God that it represents right here. And what you got to understand is what they're trying to say is that we see in the dark. We see things in the dark, meaning they have knowledge that you don't have in the dark. That's why a lot of CIA officers were in this Bohemian Grove. Yep. A lot of heads of states were in this Bohemian Grove because a lot of people in the intelligence world believe in this philosophy, the ability to see in the dark, the ability to see what you can't see, the ability to see what you can't see. Anybody doing that is into witchcraft and Satanism. If you're a person that's into seeing what nobody else sees and trying to basically spy.
Yeah,
that's basically what this is. Basically, this is, once again, another one of those 1,000 points of light for you to worship and get brainwashed under, which is the belief that you could see things that other people don't see.
Right.
And so they want to call you into seeing things that other people don't see. Basically spying. The Jesuit priests believed in this God. They were spying. Other spies from other nations believed in this philosophy. All of it is witchcraft and against the Lord. Go ahead, Doc.
Like if I may too, sir, and what you're saying is so heavy. And like it's like you tying together so many different things that I just heard and knew. But it's like you're bringing it all together. In Esau's intelligence community, they refer to information a lot of times as light. Like it's
there you go.
Like information is looked at as if you have the information, you have the light, you have the illuminated. Like you illuminate. Like you said. Right.
You see that? You know what I'm saying? Because they know this is one aspect of making them powerful.
Right.
Is having a great intelligence agency or a great way to spy and see in the dark.
Right.
And so they worship it in that manner. You understand? It's so satanic. It's so against us. Is why we should be in our house hiding on New Year's Day, so to speak. I'm not saying literally to do that, but you get my point. I'm trying to say that you are in one of the most deeply witchcraft holidays of Satan in this kingdom when you start to celebrate New Year's. And the draw is so heavy. They give you the 3-day weekend off. They talking buzz about it all the month. They advertise parties and celebrations. Those parties and celebrations come from Wicca. or witchcraft or the worship of nature. You understand? The worship of nature. In other words, the worship of nature is to eliminate you from your identity, from your gender, from the things that make you separate. In other words, to bring you back to your animal state, having sex orgies, having sex men with men, women with women, having no tie in your sexuality, no tie in your natural nature. Now, in their real worship of it, they would also it would not just be sex, it would be killing and murdering too. That's why you see them talking about, they made movies. What's that movie they made where one day a year you could go out and kill people?
The Purge.
The Purge. A lot of people don't know the Purge comes from a real ritual that was worshipped in the Greek Empire. And that, once again, that's another ritual that came from ancient Babylon, that they followed up through the generations, and they carried it out in the Greek Empire, where it was a day where there was no laws. Meshach probably can pull it up, where there was no laws and no rules. You could take revenge on people you wanted to take revenge on. You could rape women if you wanted. You could molest little boys. You could break any law you wanted. That's that law of nature, that law of wickedness that they pushing. And they just bringing it in slowly, slowly. They pass laws saying everybody, you have to call people by their pronoun, when really they want to get to that point. You understand? That's why some of the businesses now are even saying they no longer arrest you for petty crimes. They want to be able to free you to be like an animal. Why? Right. Because making you like an animal allows them to bring everybody together. They can bring all the resources together, because here's what they do know and understand. That to fight the Lord, they know we need all the resources of the world, and we can't have any enemies. We can't fight the Lord, and he got Abraham building a whole nother nation coming against him. They don't want that. Right. Because by Abraham building another nation, it stopped all the philosophies in all the empires. It broke them all down. And the Roman Catholic Church took the biggest hit, because we came out serving Christ, and it destroyed their pagan worship. Everything that they was pushing in Satan's direction got shut down. Right. Paul and them brothers shut all that down. When they shut down Ephesians, when they shut down that goddess Diana, when they shut down on Mars Hill, when they were talking about the other gods, all that battling, man, shut down. Today, when we on that street, make no mistake, it's no small thing when we crush Islam, when we crush Christianity, when we crush Buddha, when we crush Hinduism, when we crush all their philosophies and go straight to Satan and crush the philosophy of the UN and their way of life, this one world order, this everybody coming together. It's no small thing, right? It's a big thing in heaven. It's a big thing in heaven, because they understand the records and everything that took place. Right. So it's a big thing to them. All right, where we at?
So, like I said, I don't know if you still wanted it, but I had where that purge comes from in the ancient Roman culture.
Please read that for us,
Kawakan, sir. If the concept of a lawless purge sounds to you like something that can only come out of the modern movie industry, then you might be surprised to learn that the idea is actually rooted in a very real ancient tradition.
Did I not say that? And that's where it comes from, Babylon. Like they want to break off of you the rules of life. Even communism is now infiltrated with this philosophy of Babylon. Right. That's why they when you read about Black Lives Matter and you read about their charter and what they believe in and how they say they want to destroy the traditional family. Mm-hmm. All of that comes from Babylon. Right. All of that is ancient witchcraft. They've infiltrated these groups. You understand? All of that comes from that. Go ahead.
Kawakan. The Roman festival of Saturnalia goes back thousands of years, and some aspects of the celebration bear an unsettling resemblance to the film's premise.
That's right. They know what they're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kawakan, sir.
And that's another thing. These movies, man. Yeah. They really, a lot of these movies are to slowly bring you into the worship of Satan.
Right.
That's the point of the movie. It's to walk you down that road and get you into that mindset. Go ahead, Salaki.
No sweat, sir. The jolliest and most popular holiday in ancient Rome, the festival of Saturnalia, was a week-long celebration where the only rule was that there were no rules. Everything was fair game during Saturnalia, and people could indulge their every whim without fear of consequences. Saturnalia is mentioned in Roman sources as far back as the 5th century BC, but it was likely inspired by even older traditions.
See that?
Sir.
Go ahead, keep going.
Sir. Pagan farmers had long.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kazan.
Pagan farmers had long been celebrating the end of the darkness of winter and the coming of the longer days.
That's New Year's.
Right.
Go ahead.
Of spring with feasts and festivals honoring the winter solstice.
When's the winter solstice? New Year's. Go ahead.
The shortest day of the year. As the Roman Empire spread throughout Europe, this pagan solstice tradition was incorporated into the Roman culture and mythology, and it evolved into the festival of Saturnalia. It was associated with the religious cult of Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture.
Which, if you go back and read about Baal, Baal was the god of the weather god, the god of that brought rain to your crops.
Kawakan, sir.
Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. To kick off the celebrations, a young pig would be sacrificed in the temple, and the statue of Saturn, which normally had its feet bound with wool, would be ceremoniously untied to signify his liberation and to free him to join in on the fun and mischief.
And if I could, if for those of you that may have heard of the running of the bull that they do in Italy, where they let them bulls loose once a year, and them bulls run through the city. Mashak will probably pull it up. It's called the running of the bull. That's what this is. They unleash that pig, and the bulls would normally chase that pig. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. As the Roman Empire grew, the ruling class began to realize that festivals and celebrations were a valuable tool for controlling and pacifying the masses.
There you go. Back to that one world government. That's why we got so many black entertainers, all these sports, all these arenas. All of this is to anesthetize you and bring you into the worship of Satan. When you got to come up, you got to come out of it. You got to wake up and realize you're in a full out demonic world that you're not a part of. If you leave it to them, they'll bring in the one world order and you will be the first ones they eliminate. Because once again, to have their kingdom, they got to get rid of you. They can't have you ruling, you functioning on the earth. Why? Because you're going to turn back to the Lord. You don't fit in that program, which is also why you got to take your side with the Most High in this Bible and do his bidding, man, and raise this nation up. Go ahead, Salaki.
No sweat, sir. By the year, Salaki, and Saturnalia underwent yet another transformation. It was
the running of the bull. They do it in Italy every year.
Right.
That's the worship of Murdoch.
Right.
Which is what they're talking about here. The whole winter solstice, Saturnation, BS, all of that is coming from these worships in the beginning. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. The Saturnalia was on the verge of becoming the real life purge. By the year 120 AD, the festival of Saturnalia had grown from a single day to an entire week of festivities. As the celebrations grew longer, rulers began granting a holiday reprieve from certain social norms, and before long, Saturnalia had become a week-long free-for-all.
Any more?
Kawakan. Under later Roman rulers, Saturnalia was a time when the populace was encouraged to act out their every desire without fear of retribution. So it's not that surprising that it was the most popular holiday in ancient Rome.
They loved it.
Right.
Raping, killing, robbing, stealing is all part of this kingdom now. All of it. Go ahead. There's more?
Sir. Khan, just a little bit more, sir.
Go ahead.
It says it was thought that this holiday from the rules would give people a chance to release any pent-up resentment, rage, and frustration on each other, leading to lower crime rates during the rest of the year, and a lower chance that the people would revolt against their rulers.
Dang. Like they had plan after plan to bring everybody underneath them. All right, let's jump in these scriptures right quick. They mentioned Isaiah 46, right?
Sir.
Let's do Isaiah 46, 1-10, where the Lord pleads with us to turn away from this specific God that we are about to worship on New Year. Go ahead.
Sir. Isaiah chapter 46, verse 1. Baal boweth down. Nebo stepped down.
See how the Lord named them right after their name. That's that same Nebo.
Right.
Same God. And he said he bowed down. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Nebo stoopeth. Their idols were upon the beast and upon the cattle. Your carriages were heavy loading. They are a burden to the weary beast.
Right. In other words, what the Lord is saying here is that you, trying to worship Baal and Nebo, Baal and Nebo, you trying to worship them, but their burden is too heavy because they're trying to build a one world government. So that's why you got to starve in America. That's why you got to work all these hours. That's why your life is miserable. It's miserable because you are part of building an empire to Satan.
Right.
And they need all the resources to build this empire because they know they're coming up against the Lord.
Right.
You understand? So the Lord is saying your burden is too heavy, man. You trying to do something. You trying to serve these gods when that burden is too heavy. Go ahead.
Sir. Verse 2. They stoop. They bow down together. They could not deliver the burden. But
you couldn't deliver the burden.
Right.
You couldn't deliver the job. Go ahead.
Sir. But themselves are gone into captivity.
But instead, you just really went into captivity. Now their gods are going to go into captivity. Go ahead.
Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob.
See that? Go ahead.
And all the remnant of the house of Israel, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb.
The Lord is saying, man, listen to him.
Right.
I born you. I brought you from the belly. Like the Lord be pleading with us because he know how deep this witchcraft is, how much we want to be a part of it. And he be begging us to turn back. That's also why we smoke weed. They want you to smoke weed. The same way they wanted them people to have that purge is the same reason they want you to smoke weed. Right. Because the weed is a relaxant. It's a muscle relaxant. Mm-hmm. It's what it's made for. So by you smoking that weed and getting in a semi-hallucinogenic mindset, they believe you're less capable of rioting in the streets and turning on them while they rob everything that you had. Right. Like we need to serve the Most High, man. Like I can't even explain. Go ahead,
Khan. And even to your old age, I am he.
Right. And to your old age, I'm the Lord. I'm the one that's really with you. Go ahead.
Khan. And even to whore hairs where I carry you, I have made, and I will bear, even I will carry and will deliver you.
Right. We turn back to the Most High. He's saying he'll bear us.
Right.
He'll deliver us. Like once again, the Lord didn't make man for man to strive and struggle and strain. He made the earth a paradise.
Right.
That's why he's saying, man, I born you, man. You don't let your child at 2 years old force them to make their own food, do you? You don't send them out there. You don't let your child have to pry the refrigerator open. You understand? And try to find something to eat and tear open packages and try to find it. No, you feed that child. That's what the Most High is saying with us. He called us the children of Israel. He called us that.
Right.
He called us that for a reason. Because he wants us to be his children and him to be our God. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. To whom will ye liken me and make me equal and compare me that we
right, like we were trying to compare Murdoch to the Lord.
Damn.
Once again, that's the purpose of Murdoch and Nebo is to get you to worship him like the Lord. They trying to take credit for making man. You understand? For making the heavens and earth. They trying to take credit for it.
Right.
And the Lord is saying, nah, man, you can't compare me with them. Why would you even do that? It's almost an insult to the Most High.
Right.
Seeing that he took us, you understand, really from the time of Adam and tried to guide us into what was right. And then when we turned our back on him, he still brought us back under Abraham and tried to guide us. He's been fighting for us to do the right thing and carry over this nation so that he could put this earth in real order, not in fake order that they claiming. They in a genocidal state.
Right.
Is what they're into. Go ahead,
Kawakan, sir. Verse 6. They lavish gold out of the bag and weigh silver in the balance and hire a goldsmith, and he maketh it a god. They fall down, yea, they worship.
Right. He maketh it a god. What's the god? That golden calf. And they fall down and worship that God. Go ahead. You're gonna stop at the end of 10. Go ahead.
Sir. They bear him upon the shoulder.
Right.
They carry
I'm sorry,
him.
Go ahead.
Salaki, sir.
Salaki.
Kawakan, sir. They carry him and set him in his place, and he standeth. From his place shall he not remove. Yea, one shall cry unto him, yet he cannot answer.
The Lord is saying he's a statue. What are you doing?
Right.
What are you worshiping him for? What are you fighting wars over him for? Turn back to the Lord is what he's saying. You got to get out of that damn church, man.
Right.
You fighting an uphill battle with a church trying to come into your own with the Lord. With these wicked Negroes that's in charge, Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, and these types.
Right.
You got to come out of that. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Nor save him out of his trouble.
Right.
Remember this, and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors.
Right. He's saying, man, like basically the Lord is saying, man up, man.
Right.
Man up. Look at your transgressions, man. Look at what you did in this earth.
Right.
Look at your mistakes you made. Look at your crimes against the Lord. And fix yourself, man, and get back to serving the Most High. That's what he's saying.
Right.
Well, this thing here runs deep.
Right.
What they've been doing. Come on with it.
Kawakan. Remember the former things of old, for I am God, and there is none else. I am God.
Right. He's the former things of old.
Right.
Not no Babylonian God, not no damn New Year's, Christmas.
Right.
He's the God of old. So remember them things, man. Get back to what's right. Go ahead. The Bible, once again, the Bible is the most powerful book on the planet.
Right.
By far. Nobody has ever written a book or philosophy that's been more popular, more translated in more languages, more disagreements over than the Bible.
Right.
It is the most powerful book on the planet. And what it says is against everything else that's on the planet.
Right.
Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. And there is none like me. Declaring,
that's right.
Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. Saying,
see that? The Lord, you don't need to go look up no philosophy of Babylon. The Lord said, I declared the things that's going to be at the end from the beginning.
Right.
I was there in the beginning. I'm the one that formed you up. I brought you out the belly. That's a plea from the Most High, man. And we better answer that plea, man.
Right.
We better answer what the Lord said. All right. Come on. I got two more for you and we're going to be we're gonna probably start wrapping it up.
Come on, sir.
All right. Anybody got any questions? You throw them in the chat, and because I'm gonna be finished with these shortly, and then I might answer a couple before 11. All right, a couple of questions if anybody has any. Jeremiah 51:1. We're gonna also take that to 10. And there's a lot in this too, because it's also Jeremiah 46, I believe, also is super powerful about this. And here's what's heavy about Jeremiah is that Jeremiah lived at a time when we were in captivity in Babylon.
Right.
And a lot of what he was saying was coming up against these gods that they had. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me.
Right. He's going to destroy this place. Right. All this that you see them built, that seems so great. This 1,000 points of light, the Lord's going to destroy every one of them.
Right.
Go ahead.
A destroying wind, and will send upon Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land.
Meaning he's going to create stirs with people and nations and groups. You see it going on in the Middle East right now. America is tied into the Israelis right now. They tied into the Israelis. Why? Because the money, that new canal, the strategic situation in terms of the Arab world. You think they don't want to take over the Arab world? They've been friends with Saudi Arabia since the 30s. Right. That means nothing. They want to take over the Arab world. Esau is trying to raise Satan out of the ground, which means whatever they take is a sacrifice, and a sacrifice for the greater good of all mankind.
Right.
To make the planet one peaceful planet, which is really going to end in genocide for the entire world. You understand? That part they ain't putting in. They putting in this whole wonderful idea of Satan, but they ain't putting in the part where he's going to kill off everybody in the damn earth.
Right.
That part is not up in there. So he's going to stir them up, and that's what he's doing. He's creating these wars and these beefs and these conflicts, and these things are going to stir up more and more, and we're going into a full-out war and the end of Marduk and Babylon and Satan and all of this worship in the earth. And now you also know why the Lord, like people thought the Lord was unjust when the Lord turned around and built and raised the children of Israel and put them above all nations on the earth. He had to do that because all the nations on the earth would have went and worshiped Marduk. Right. But he got one royal seed that he's calling on to fight against that spirit. And that's the children of Israel, his chosen people, man. That's how big our job is and how important it is.
Right.
Give me some more, because I
come. For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about.
They're going to be against her all around about. Ooh, the Lord going to do this place in bad. These empires going to go down bad. The scripture saying, Obadiah, he that is confederate with thee have brought thee to the border.
Right.
Meaning you confederate with those Israelis. You are basically approving those bombings and killings and those weapons, and they are looking at it. The Lord is looking at it. The nations are looking at it. It says, he have laid a wound under thee. I'm paraphrasing. Meaning their friends have laid a wound under them.
Right.
Because they're tied to them now. They're being drawn in to this valley of Jehoshaphat. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow.
See that? Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. Meaning let the conflict jump off. All this talk of nuclear weapons, they're going to drop some nukes. It's going to happen, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Kawakan. And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine, and spare ye not her young men. Destroy
and
ye
spare
utterly.
Not her young men. What verse you in?
So this is verse 3, sir.
Come on.
Kawakan. Destroy ye utterly all her host.
You want to know the future? That's the future. That's biblical prophecies. You looking at it right there. Go ahead.
Kawakan. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans.
Right.
And
right.
they,
Listen, the slain, and when it says in them Chaldeans, hey, are you getting ready to roll out? No, that's all right. We're just doing the class. I'm getting ready. So read that part again. I'm sorry.
Kawakan, sir. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans.
You hear that? The slain shall fall. And when it says in the land of the Chaldeans, it ain't talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about here in America. America's now the land of the Chaldeans. You're the ones that are taking up the philosophy of ancient Babylon. You're the ones that's honing the mystery schools together. The UN is in New York City. You're one of your main capital cities. This is the land of the Chaldeans that this biblical prophecy is coming down on. You don't need to go look at the stars and go to some divination, some horoscope person. Read these scriptures. Learn what the Most High is saying. Join his nation, man. And you'll know everything that's happening in the earth. All the pitfalls, all the gains, all the future prophecies, how to get in and out of it. And the Lord will be with you in it, man. Come on with it, because I got this one and one more. Go ahead.
Kawakan. And they that are thrust through in her streets.
For they're gonna be killed in the street. That's riots.
Right.
That's riots. That's law and order falling apart. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah.
Why is this gonna happen? Because Israel has not been forsaken. You ain't gonna take chaos and bring in no one world government and the Lord gonna stand by and let it happen. You think you're gonna build ancient Babylon again and the Lord ain't gonna step in and do what he did the last time?
Right.
That's why you got telescopes out there and you worry to hell and you're building rockets and all kind of nonsense out there because you know that the Most High is coming to destroy. He's going to wipe all this out, man. Go ahead, huh?
Kawakan, sir. Nor Judah of his God.
Right. Nor you will rob Judah of his God. He's going to worship Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He's going to do it. And so will the other 12 tribes. And so will every other nation on the earth.
Right.
In Christ's kingdom in the future, nobody will know what Baal was. They'll hear about it and see it in a museum and maybe read about it in a book. Maybe.
Right.
And it'll be gone off the face of the earth for those that serve the Lord. And many of us think we serve in the Lord by going to church when you are not serving the Lord. You're serving Satan, man. Go ahead, Op.
Kawakan, sir. Of the Lord of hosts, through their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel.
Right. Even though our land was filled with sin against the Holy One, we still gonna worship the Lord. We still gonna serve the Lord. The Lord's program still gonna be established. Go ahead, Op.
Kawakan, flee out of the midst of Babylon.
The Lord saying, flee, run.
Right.
Out of the midst of this empire, man. Meaning get spiritually out of here. Don't listen to no fool to tell you get on a plane and go live in some other country or some nonsense. It's not what it's talking about. Right. It's talking about getting your mind right. Getting your spirit out of this place. Laying up your sins. Stopping smoking. Stopping getting high. Stopping whoring. Stopping robbing. Stopping stealing. Stop worshiping these other gods. Stop participating in things that are satanic and against you. Stop killing your baby in the abortion clinic, man. Stop trying to join these people and sacrifice your soul to be among these people. Stop hating your own nation, man, and identity because they've been crushed under the feet of Babylon and the Chaldeans. Love them anyway, like Daniel loved them in that capital, like Jeremiah loved them, like Isaiah loved them. Love them anyway, even though you're catching hell with them and dealing with them in such a horrible way, man. Fight for them because they belong to the Lord. I'm going to show you that in the next scripture after this. Go ahead.
Come. And deliver every man his soul.
Right. And deliver every man his soul. Get your soul out of here. Revelation 18:4, the Lord said, come out of her, my people. You understand that you be not partakers of our sins. Another part, the Lord said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. You are a special people. You different. You can't see niggas as different. Right. You can't see Hispanics as different. You can't see that. You can't see Native Indians as different than anybody else. You can't see their flavor, their culture, their identity. You can't see they different. You can't see everybody copying them. You can't see everybody stealing their culture and their identity. Wake up, man.
Right.
Wake up. Look around you, man. It's the Lord's chosen people and they different, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Come on, sir. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her.
Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. He will render unto her a recompense.
Right. He gonna a recompense, meaning he gonna return some of what you gave out, if not all. He gonna give you back something on your head for what you put on the head of the Lord's chosen people.
That's right.
All right. Kayawana, Yahawada, Salakia, sis, if I messed up your name. Salakia, sir, if I may, why is it, even though I tell Esau that I don't celebrate Christmas, the dorm counselors at my college still try to bring me a bag full of stuff a day before? That's a good question, sis, or brother. Well, this is an excellent question, because the witchcraft on them is so heavy that they got to get you to get in it too. Remember when we was reading earlier where they said the misunderstanding of Lucifer, that of someone that is really, that Lucifer is really a light bearer, is really here to help. When you reject Christmas, their spirit is shattered in that you're rejecting the help. It's like you're rejecting the one that the person that's trying to love you and care for you. It's witchcraft in their mind. It's brainwashing. Even though you say, I don't do Christmas, in their mind, it's like you just can't receive love. You just can't receive Christmas. Did I lose Kazak? You still with us?
I'm still here, sir.
Oh, okay, most are correct. Like in their mind is you can't receive love. Your heart is too hard to get, Christmas. So we'll give it to you ahead of time. It's damn near, and let me tell you something. This is such a deep witchcraft that they need a day. They are so demonic that they need a day to give away things, because otherwise they would just rob the earth and give nothing away.
Right.
You understand? And so it's damn near like, even though you say you don't believe in it, it's like they got to give away this stuff now, because after this, they're going back to their evil self. You know what I'm saying? They're going back to this. It's like This is damn near like, you know what it's like? It's like a day of atonement for Israelites. This is the day they give away toys and give away gifts, and they clear their conscience for the evil they do to you all year. They clear their conscience for being your slave master. They clear their conscience for being a racist towards you. They clear their conscience for everything they prey on you with. Right. They clear it for Christmas. Give you a gift, some days off. It's what you would do with a slave. You beating that slave ass all year, working them to death. But you pick that one day a year and say, no, man, go on and enjoy yourself. Take some time off. Now, if you tell the slave master, no, man, I ain't doing none of that, he gonna feel like, oh my God, this is the only time I'm gonna have some mercy on you to give you some time off. You gotta take this. And then they're like, you're not letting his conscience off. Well, let me tell you something, sis. Don't let his conscience off. Tell him don't even bring it to you the day before. Right. Okay? You stay on it, just like you've been on it. You tell him, look, I don't deal with it. Don't send it to me. I don't want nothing to do with it. Don't send it to me the day before. I don't have nothing to do with it. That's how you got to come at it. You know what I'm saying? And press it on them, and then they'll get up off of you. And if they press you too hard, tell them the truth. It's an ancient Babylonian ritual. And listen, tons of people don't know about Genesis, the 10th chapter. Right. We didn't read it tonight. But if they press you too much, tell them, go read Genesis, the 10th chapter, and then tell me about Christmas. And when they finish reading Genesis, the 10th chapter, where it clearly shows that tree And that worship is the worship of Nimrod in Babylon, written by Jeremiah, who was in captivity in Babylon. You tell him, I stick with Jeremiah. I would do what Jeremiah did. He rejected Christmas, and I'm rejecting Christmas because I'm a slave like he was a slave.
Right.
And see what the hell they say then. I bet you they shut their damn mouth. They're going to look the other way when they walk down the hall and see you. You're going to become invisible.
Yep.
Because they ain't going to dare open their eyes to look upon the evil that they've done. And that's what they want out of us anyway. That's what the strip clubs are for. That's what the drugs and the Oxycontin is for. That's what the clubs is for. That's what all the evil that they create. That's what the football teams and basketball teams and baseball teams is for. It's to get exoneration from slavery, from putting us in hell. The Lord's chosen people, the proper rulers of the earth, the righteous in the earth. That's what that's for. And guess what? Don't give them a pass.
Right.
Don't let them off the damn hook. Nah, no toys. No, don't want none of that. Keep that.
Right. Yep.
Nope. You understand?
Right.
Don't let them off of none of that. Okay? Go ahead, because I got one more and we getting out of here. We got about a minute left.
Kawakan, sir. You want keep reading where we are, sir?
Con. Oh man, wait, real quick to answer the sister's other half. She said it right. She said, and not only that, they have a bunch of trees in the building along with a few shields of David in our lodges. Yeah, that's to bring all the religions in together. If you're a Jew, if you know, they trying to bring in the whole festival spirit.
Yep.
You be the same and keep them the hell on out. You doing the right thing by it. Okay, go ahead. Because was that you finished 10?
No, we didn't get to 10. Yes, sir.
What verse you at?
We are at verse 7, sir.
Come on, wrap me up with the 10, and then I got one more. I got to give you one last one in Numbers. Go ahead.
Kawakan, start at 7 and go to 10, or go straight to 10, sir.
Start at 7 and go to 10.
Okay.
Everybody stick with us. We're gonna go over by about 5 minutes. I know it's late. Give us 5, maybe 10 minutes at max, just so I can give one more scripture and make this tape complete for those that's gonna study it later. Go ahead,
Kawakan, sir. Verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
A golden cup, meaning a cup he really want to destroy. You understand? Like you got a golden cup. You put your best alcohol in it, and you drink it down. Right. And that's what the Lord get ready to do with this empire, man. This is talking about today. This is talking about this empire today. Go ahead, Kazak.
Kawakan, that made all the earth drunken. The nations.
Go ahead. That's why the scripture said, is this the man that made the world a wilderness?
Right.
You know what I mean? That everybody drunk of the wine of her fornication. Everybody's into this religion, this philosophy, and this New Year's garbage. Go ahead, Kazak.
Therefore, the nations are mad.
Right, meaning they're out of their mind. They're out of their mind joining this garbage. Go ahead.
Right. Kawakan, sir. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How? For her. Take balm for her pain.
Right. So, since you all about loving and helping, take balm for her. Howl for her. Be sad. Howl means to cry. Be sad for her. Cry out for her. God said, go ahead and do it. You ain't going to save this place. Go ahead.
Kawakan. If so, be she may be healed.
Right. If so, let's see if she get healed. Maybe she'll be healed.
Right.
Go ahead to the end of 10.
Kawakan, sir. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
Right. You can't heal. You would have healed her if you could.
Right.
If they turn around and say, we got to do A, B, and C to save America, you would go do it.
Yep.
That's why a lot of you join the military, go out there and lose limbs and everything. And sometimes your life, leave your family in a place that hates you to have to fend for themselves because you went out there and fought for an empire that hates you. And now you're dead, buried in some desert somewhere fighting for their empire. Dumbass. That come from going to church. Go ahead,
Kawakan. Let us go, everyone, into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto the heaven.
You hear that? The judgment of this place and this philosophy and this ideology has reached onto heaven. Don't you dare celebrate no Christmas and New Year's, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
And is lifted up even to the skies.
And lifted to the sky. Go ahead.
The
And let
Lord,
me tell you something about coming into the truth. You come into the truth, man, and bring this body together. You are fulfilled enough so that you don't need no Christmas. A lot of you are drawn to worshiping Christmas because your life is so tragic. Your family is all separated and hating each other. Family members incarcerated. Early deaths of your young men and young women. Relationships destroyed where you got nobody to love you. Stuck struggling raising kids. All of that. So,
right.
of course, a day come around that the slave master say you can have time off and have joy and bring toys together. Of course, you're going to be drawn into it. Of course, you're going to have to be stuck in it because, of course, you're getting no joy in this place because they're driving you like a mule to your death.
Right.
But if you come together, if you rebuild your family, rebuild your relationships, rebuild your brotherhood and sisterhood, put down your weapons and drugs and maniaism against one another, you'll build something where you won't need no Christmas. I ain't even thinking about no Christmas and New Year. I'm filled with brothers and sisters, filled with family, filled with even my siblings from young, still rolling together. All of that, man. Why? Because I don't need none of it. Why? Because I've chosen to serve the Lord. I've chosen his law, statutes, commandments. I've chosen where to put my love at, so I receive that love back. I've chosen to put it in my people, so I receive that love back.
Right.
You understand? I done had 5, 6 calls while I'm sitting here. Calls before I got here. Me and the brothers kicking it about the color purple. I'm going to do a review on that color purple. I'm going to see that color purple. I'm going to do a take on that. Demonic mess. Let me tell you something. I was never gonna go see it, but the brothers, the brothers came to me and said, brother, they came to me with words that broke me when I said, all right, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it. But boy, when I get back, it's gonna be hell to pay.
That's right.
I don't see that damn movie. All right.
Damn
so
right.
Come on, we're gonna finish up. Let's go.
Oh, verse 10. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God.
Let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God. One last one real quick. Numbers, 22nd chapter. We're just reading 2 verses, the first verse and the 12th verse.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, 1 and 2 and maybe. Anyway, read it, run them on down. We'll get as much as we can, and then we out of here.
Numbers chapter 22 verse 1. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side of Jordan by Jericho.
We came out of Egypt and we went and pitched in the plains of Moab, in what you know today as Jordan, the country of Jordan. And when they saw us, they was in panic. Just like they're going to be when they see you return back to the Lord. They're going to be scared to death of you. Go ahead,
Kawakan. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites.
Who was that? Balak, the son of who?
Zippor.
Come on with it.
Kawakan saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. Keep reading, sir.
Yes, please. Keep reading.
Kawakan, sir. And Moab was sore afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are round about us.
He was scared to death. He said they're going to come lick up everything.
Right.
Look how powerful they are.
Right.
The Egyptians said it. Listen, man, we got to do something about them. If we don't, they'll take over everything when war breaks out. This is what every nation says. Why? Because we the chosen people of the Lord. And to bring in Baal, you have to destroy us. You have to have us on the bottom. Come on, give me a little more.
Kawakan, sir. As the ox licketh up the grass of the field, and Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers, therefore, unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor.
Right, onto Balaam. Balaam stands for Baal, or Baalism. He went and called on the same God to come and curse Israel. Jump down to about 11 and 12. And
We'll
read. Everybody should read the story because the Lord made a donkey talk just to stop this cat because he knew this cat was full of Satan.
Right.
Even though the Lord dealt with him because Israel hadn't been a nation yet, he still told this cat, you full of vices, you an evil bastard. That's why I sent this donkey out here to stop you, to make sure you do what the hell I tell you to do. Because he was worshiping Satan and Murdoch, and the Lord had to stop him. But go ahead, take it from around 11, I think it is. Where is it where he goes back to the king? Because this king of Moab sent him out to curse us.
Right.
And he said, well, let me go talk to the Lord first. Because you see what happened with the donkey. He said, I'm going to go check with the Lord. This is even before the donkey. But go ahead. Get to that part where he goes back to him.
Kawakan, sir. Verse 11.
He may not even be that far down. I could be wrong. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Verse 11. Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them, peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out.
Right. That is what they all want, is to overcome you and drive you out.
Right.
The Roman Catholic Church came over here. They sent Christopher Columbus over here, that disgusting murderer and genocidal maniac, with those ships over here to find the 12 tribes and to make sure they slaughtered them. And they got the numbers. They slaughtered some upwards of 800,000 a year of the Native American Indians when they came over here. They were murderers and genocidal maniacs.
Right.
Both them and of the Gadites, and forget about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They just put them in the slave pits and worked them to death. I mean, they wasted the Lord's nation, man. Not only that, if you read down, I want to say it's in Jeremiah 51, no, maybe 49-ish, I think, or 47, somewhere in there. It tells you about how Babylon destroyed us, was taking us out of our land and killing us by the thousands, killed our kings, took Zedekiah, man, blinded him and killed all his sons, put him in prison for the rest of his life. Did all kinds of, stole everything out of our temple, just ravished us and devastated us. That's what America did to us. And you trying to give them a pass and join them and celebrate New Year's and be part of that demonic church. The church is a Babylonian temple, man. Wake up.
Right.
It's a Babylonian temple. It's the worship of Satan. Go ahead,
Kawakan. And God said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed.
Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. They knew back then not to do it. They still trying to bring in the order of Satan.
Right.
They still trying to bring it in. We're going to end it right there, man. We well over the time, man. Hey, big shout out to Captain Mashak, my young man. Kazak, the water to you out, man, for joining us up in it, man. Give yourselves a hand, brothers and sisters, that joined us so late on a Wednesday night. Appreciate you, man. We on it live Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 9 p.m. to 11. Mashak will be back on Saturday. I come in Monday with the heavy hitters. Pay your tithes, ISUPK.com. Support the truth, man. Join us, man. Touch base with us. We got events going on. If you need help, call in. Get some counseling. We got counselors standing by. If you need other help with clothing and food and different stuff like that, let us know. We got brothers in cities all over this country and outside the country doing our best to do what the Lord's will is. Raise up the 12 tribes. Return us back to our order. Let them go ahead and do what they're going to do. They're going to end up in a nuclear war, losing all their countries with all their power. Let us go and do what the Lord called us to do, which is come together in righteousness and peace and joy and do what the Lord said, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Good water again, Kazak, man. Appreciate you. See y'all next time, y'all, live in the UPK. Shalom.
Shalom.
Seriously, you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do his will. I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put your faith in President
Commander General Hunter don't lack no soldiers. Through the spirit of the Lord, we don't lack no soldiers. You understand me?
Like a saint, black, Hispanic, native, they hate you as the same. Hate Christ in their image, hate you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, ain't he murdered by them and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ice agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí. Lord Commander General Yohana ISUPK.
This is what Commander General Yohana did. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. I had to dig. That's right. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.